Okay, so you see them everywhere, right? On your TikTok feed, headlining festivals, topping the global charts. But have you ever stopped to think about how they actually get there? How does someone go from just singing in their bedroom to becoming a name everyone knows? Well, that's what we're going to break down today, the real journey of a pop star.
Yeah, you might think it's all about one viral song or just having an amazing voice, but honestly, that's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. It's really a long game. It's about endless practice, making the right connections, and some seriously smart business moves. And all of this kicks off way, way before you've ever even heard their name.
You know that whole idea of an overnight success? Yeah, it's pretty much a myth. The real path to the top is, well, it's a long, tough climb. So let's start where it all begins.
Right. The spark, a pop star's start. Every single superstar career, and I mean everyone, starts with this little spark. Long before the sold-out arenas and the massive world tours, there's almost always just a kid who is completely and totally obsessed with music.
And this right here, this is the foundation. These are the years that nobody ever sees. We're talking about singing in the local choir, taking piano lessons, maybe getting up on stage at the school talent show and being terrified. It's literally thousands of hours of practice, filling up notebooks with lyrics long before they even think about stepping into a professional recording studio.
Okay, the hustle getting noticed. So, you've got the passion, you've got the talent, that's awesome. But now for the really hard part. How in the world do you get noticed when the music industry is just flooded with thousands of other amazing artists trying to do the same thing?
This is the grind. It usually starts with recording a demo. Think of it like a musical resume, a high-quality recording that shows off what you can do. From there, it's all about building an audience online, sharing your music, playing any small show you can get. A really crucial step is finding a manager who can handle all the business stuff. And all of that work, all that hustle, is really chasing one main goal, getting a contract with a record label.
So, what exactly is a manager? The best way to think about it is like they're the artist's co-pilot. While the artist is focused on creating the music, the manager is the one navigating the tricky music industry. They're finding opportunities, negotiating deals, and basically steering the whole career. Honestly, without a great manager, it's almost impossible to make it.
All right, next up, the craft, creating a hit. So once an artist gets that record deal, the real creative work kicks into high gear. It's time to hit the studio and turn all those ideas into an actual hit song.
So what's the secret sauce? What actually makes a song a hit? Well, it's kind of like a recipe with a few essential ingredients. You've got to have a catchy melody or a hook, the part that gets stuck in your head for days. You need a strong rhythm, a beat that just makes you want to move. Then you've got the lyrics, which need to be relatable and tell some kind of story. And all of that gets layered on top of unique instrumental tracks to create that super polished professional sound that you end up hearing on the radio.
And a key person in all of this is the producer. So a producer is basically the director of the song. They're in the studio with the artist, helping shape the song's entire sound, figuring out the arrangement, and deciding which instruments to use. They're the ones who help turn a rough idea into that finished track you can't stop listening to.
Okay, and then there are these two super important technical steps, mixing and mastering. Think of it this way. Mixing is like balancing all the different parts of the song, the vocals, the drums, the guitar, so that everything sounds perfect together. Then, mastering is the final polish. It's what makes the song sound amazing and loud enough whether you're hearing it through your phone's tiny speakers or on a huge sound system at a festival.
And we're on to the show, connecting with fans. So, the song is finished, it sounds incredible. What now? Well, now it's time to get it out there and share it with the world. This is the moment the music finally leaves the studio and gets into the hands and ears of the audience. And there's a huge difference between hearing the music in your headphones and seeing it live, right? The album version is perfect, it's polished, it's usually a pretty personal solo experience. But a live performance, that's a whole different beast. It's all about raw energy, about sharing that experience with thousands of other people. Plus you have the insane stage setups, the lights, the effects. It's a completely different vibe.
And we can't forget about music videos. I mean, there's so much more than just a promotional tool. A great music video turns the song into a visual story. It builds a whole world around the track and can often define an artist's entire era.
Now, life on tour, it looks super glamorous from the outside, but the reality is that it's an absolute marathon. We're talking months away from home, traveling from city to city, often living on a bus. And they have a huge crew of technicians making it all happen. Honestly, one of the biggest challenges is just maintaining your physical and vocal health so you can bring that high-energy performance every single night.
Okay, last section. The life being a star. We've made it. But this is the part of the job that, well, it never really ends. Managing your entire life as a public figure. And that brings us to this idea of a public image. What is that? It's the personality, the style, the reputation that an artist presents to the world. It's all very carefully managed to connect with the public and the media. You can pretty much think of it as their personal brand.
And this creates two totally different worlds for a star. You've got the public life. That's the red carpets, the interviews, the social media that looks perfect. But then there's the private life, where just trying to spend normal time with family and friends or have a hobby becomes incredibly difficult because you're always under the microscope. Now, something really important that's happening behind the scenes is this thing called intellectual property. Basically, it's the legal ownership of creative work. So for an artist, that means their songs and their lyrics. This is super important because it's what makes sure they actually get paid when their work is used, whether it's streamed online, sold as a record, or put in a movie. It's the legal framework that lets them have a career.
And of course, the future of pop music is always changing. Right now, it's becoming more and more global and digital. We're seeing influences from all over the world hitting the charts, and new technologies are totally changing how we experience music. Things are constantly evolving.
So after breaking down this whole journey, from the very beginning in a bedroom to performing on a world stage, what do you think? What do you think is the single biggest challenge a pop star really faces? Is it the struggle to create that one perfect hit song? Or is it learning how to survive the fame that comes with it?